me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although these waves are stringing us along, no, you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. The trouble, it may break you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. No, you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. The trouble, it may drag you down, but if you get lost, you can always be found. No, you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Good morning.
Woohoo! Good morning. That is Raquel Hanna on vocals. Woohoo! Raquel has her CD for sale out in the lobby. What a brilliant, brilliant woman. And thanks to our band, Brendan Swanson and Julian and Rustin and Wes and Carrie as well. And good morning, good morning. All right, welcome to everyone on Facebook Live. And if you are here for the first time, welcome. Thank you for bringing your consciousness with us today. CSL Toronto is a hub for living well, and we're here to serve. We are here to serve you and support you with tools and a safe space to really expand and grow in consciousness. And we do this through the New Thought teachings, particularly the teachings of Ernest Holmes, who says, we live in a universe that is greater than we are. It is a power of energy and love. It's intelligent and creative, and we can use it to better our lives. And we celebrate community and connection, happiness, wellness, inspiration. We believe that all people from every walk of life, religion and race are beautiful, powerful, and creative individualizations of this one intelligent, loving energy of a universal consciousness. We believe in the eternal kindness, the eternal goodness of life to all. And we also acknowledge that this spiritual center is situated upon the traditional territories of the Wendat, Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Mississaugas of the New Credit, First Nations, and the Métis Nations. we also recognize the spiritual mystics and masters that have walked this earth, leaving their imprint for each of us to learn from. So, welcome to your spiritual home for this morning. It's great to have you all here. And I'm going to start off with announcements. So, Kim, our first announcement is we are showing the Heal documentary upstairs. It is a documentary that was released about a year ago and features people like Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, and it's all about the power of healing through our minds. We also have next our Intro to Essential Oils workshop with Gary. If you have not, that is next Sunday upstairs at 1 o'clock. If you've never taken an essential oils workshop, this is the woman to take it from. She's brilliant. She knows her oils inside out and is a brilliant facilitator. And it's free. Like, how does it get any better than that? And then we also have the Gratitude Challenge, 21 days of gratitude. It starts on October 1st. The cost is $21. You can sign up online. You can sign up in our Live Well store, and you will receive an email every day for 21 days on how to be more grateful and appreciative and open your heart and open your mind to really seeing all the good that is around us. So make sure you sign up for that sooner rather than later, because starting Monday, I'm already starting to send out emails. Okay, and next one there, Kim. We have David Hickey. Any of you here know David Hickey? He is a brilliant crystal bowl meditation musician, and he is giving us a concert on October 19th at 7:30 p.m. in this room. He sets up all these incredible gongs and crystal bowls and gives a concert for 2 hours where you are ready to levitate off of your seats. The man is a master. So that is also coming up. And then we have so I need to know from people over the next couple of weeks who has young children in their lives, because the creator of these I Am Divine cards, Barbara Burke, she created a children's edition to help children have a little more resiliency in their life. Now, children, it means, teenagers, it works for them as well. She is offering every child in this community a deck of cards. Yeah, she's donating them. So come and see me. Let me know. And next we have our Live Well store. We support Canadian entrepreneurs that are giving back into the world. We have all kinds of amazing natural products to nourish your mind, body, and soul. So you can check out the products in the Live Well store. And I think that's it. That is it. So, Raquel, I'm going to invite you to come on back up for our invocation song.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. For we were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Yeah. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to care. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. Oh, in this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like a summer's bird too swiftly flown away. But now we're standing here, our hearts so full we can't explain, speaking words and seeking faith we never thought we would. Oh, yes. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill, yeah, yes. Who knows what miracles we can achieve when you believe, somehow you will, yes. You will when you believe, yeah. Oh, live and live. Oh, yes. Things don't always happen when you ask, no, no, no. And it's easy to give in to your fears, yes. But when you're blinded by your pain, can't see your way through the rain, there's a still small familiar voice that says love is very near. Oh, when you believe, yeah, the hope seems frail. It's hard to kill, yes it is, yes it is. So who knows what miracle you can achieve, yes. When you believe, somehow you will. I know you will. Don't you worry about it. You will when you believe. All you gotta do is believe.
Breathe that in. Let's all take a breath together. Breathing in. Exhaling. And breathing in together again. And I'm feeling the energy, the power, the presence of light, of spirit, of the divine. As it moves through us and as us, I ask you, is it too childlike to believe in the impossible or possible? Do you remember when you were so sure that miracles could happen? Do you remember when you were so fascinated by the possibilities of tomorrow? together, right here, right now, let us recognize that miracles happen in each and every moment because we live in a universe of infinite possibilities, infinite potentiality. It is the source of all things not yet seen, the source of all that we do see and experience. It is the source of all life, this incredible, intelligent, benevolent, omniscient, omnipresent power of the divine. Believe despite all circumstances that we are experiencing. Believe that new life, new opportunities, healing, and transformation can break through at any moment. It can break through the muck, the storms, the confusion, the misguided fear. When we come into ourselves and recognize that there is only one power, one presence, one light, one source of all life. It is the divine moving through us and as us. So I invite you today to open your minds, open your hearts, and believe. And so it is. We're going to sing our community song is going to be a little different today. It's a beautiful, beautiful song written by Raquel. It's the Ho'oponopono prayer. And you have the words in your program. They'll be up on the screen. They're 4 very simple lines. What I invite you to do with this song, it's a little different. You don't even have to stand up for this one, is to take it into your heart space and open up to the possibilities of healing and forgiveness, love and compassion.
Today will be the day that you release me. I don't know how to close this door by myself. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, but I need your help. I'm in so much pain, I need you to come and say these words. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, yes. Said I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, every night I lie awake with this guilt and shame, this heartache I made. I'm in bondage to my past. I don't know how to break free. Everything I've done to you, babe, it was already done to me. So many years have gone by with us holding on to this pain. We've been passing down our hurts, leaving us standing in so much shame. But the time has come for all of this hurting to end and to create a new earth, a place that we can call. Oh, yes, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Sing it to yourself. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Say I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Yes, and I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you. Forgive me. Thank you. Yeah, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Said I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Said I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I say yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If you are not familiar with that particular prayer, it is one of the most effective prayers for clearing out the residue of muck that you have with yourself or somebody else. And I've used it a lot in my life, and it is amazing the shift that takes place. There's an incredible story behind it, which I won't go into right now because I really have to invite somebody else up to speak, and it's not about me at this time, but I will tell you later. So, I am going to invite up our practitioner of the day, Ellen Neal, who has also just stepped into the position of a volunteer coordinator and also takes care of all of our space rental and all of the contracts. And this woman is just such an incredible delight to work with, always on principle. Really kind of makes me make sure that I'm on principle. And I'm going to invite you up here, Ellen, and I'm going to pull up a chair for you.
I'm going to have a comfortable thing happening
There you
here.
go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, can I?
Oh, here, let me.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't ask you if you needed that. There you go. Just don't mess up my papers.
I won't mess up the papers. I promise, I promise.
Thank you.
Oh. I should do my font like yours. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so it's so nice to be here. And when I first started coming here, there was a quote that just blew me away by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. And he said, "There's almost a sensual longing for communion with others who have a large vision. The immense fulfillment of the friendship between those engaged in furthering the evolution of consciousness has a quality impossible to describe." And it's true, it is impossible to describe. I've been a member of so many communities that were loving, but not spiritual. And until we enter this kind of a community and see what it is and what the difference is, it is so powerful. And that does not preclude being involved in other communities. We need to be involved in our interests and our individuality and who we are, but this community is very, very special. Authentic spiritual communities allow for individuality, for each one of us to evolve in our own way. And being part of a community like this does not preclude us from being involved in others, as I said. This is a sacred community, a connection with the divine purpose of expanding our consciousness to become who we really are. And pretty much anybody who enters the space is aware that we are spirit to some level. And coming here, that desire within is honored and supported, and it is assisted in the evolution of the person. There is encouragement and love here, whatever part of the path that you're on. And when Ananda, Buddha's cousin, was contemplating spiritual community, and he spent a lot of time sitting, and he said to Buddha, I think I've discovered that spiritual community has a value that is half of all of spiritual life. It is that valuable that community like this is half of spiritual life. And the Buddha said, no. It is all of our spiritual life. It's not just half of it. And the three jewels of Buddhism were compared by somebody in a lecture I heard to just other spiritual tenets, where they looked at the Buddha as being the spiritual ideal, the enlightenment, what we're all looking for. They looked at the Dharma as being our teaching, the truth, and the truth that is consistent with all religions. And then the Sangha, which is the community, which is where we are raising consciousness together. And these three highest values of any spiritual tradition are considered equally necessary. The community, the spiritual community, is at the exact same level as what it is that is enlightenment, the pure spirit, and what our true teaching is, and working together. It is our commitment to raising consciousness, and these three are interspersed as one. Just as we are one, everything is one, so there's no separation there. So these three highest values are at the same level of the other two. Buddha said all spiritual life is necessary, and being part of a spiritual community is in itself a spiritual practice. In a spiritual community, we have the guidance of experienced people, support, friendship of others on the same path. We may not even have other things in common, but we have that, and we have joy and prayer and contemplation and classes and support in a way that we're not going to receive in any other community. And walking into this place for the first time, hearing people talk about books that I had read, thoughts I'd had that none of my other friends identified with, to walk in here where people got it was just phenomenal. And there's a relief in that, because perhaps other friends and family don't have that kind of understanding. My poor Baptist aunt, when I sat in the kitchen with her once and said I really didn't think her missionaries should be going to third world countries and getting people to switch religions, she wasn't too amused. And then at Thanksgiving, I went to see her. We were at the Thanksgiving table, and I had just seen the Dalai Lama, and I was so excited and going on and on and on about it. Well, Baptists don't even like Catholics, let alone Buddhists. And so she looked at me with her kind, loving, great aunt, beautiful eyes, and in there was such concern, because no way, I was absolutely going to hell. So she was so concerned for me, but she still loved me. So we need this personal contact where people get it, where people get that me going to the Rogers Center to see the Dalai Lama was just as exciting, more exciting, than when I saw Pete Townsend smash his guitar at Maple Leaf Gardens. People aren't going to get that. Not that I still don't like concerts. We still have to go. Absolutely. You have to go. Oh my gosh. But we don't need in this place to be worried about being right and others people's beliefs being wrong. We allow for co-creation together, working in harmony and contributing to the evolution of all of us. We are a place that grows caring capacity, and we create conditions that reflect this caring. We have a calling as a spiritual community to practice service, to show others by action the way that they can relax into their divine nature. We're not a community that indoctrinates people to a specific attitude or belief. This spiritual community is an authentic spiritual community, creating a bridge between the human and the spiritual. And we live as expressions of the divine and can still be part of the world. I can still watch The Young and the Restless after 42 years. And if I want to join their fan club community, I can do that and still be spiritual. No problem. I'm not giving it up. So this community is completely supportive of any other community we want to join. Okay, that was my confession. Okay. Doug Davidson is leaving his pollen. I'm very devastated. But okay, so the bottom line is that spiritual community is love and the fullest expression of it. And we as humans have an inner propensity to unite, just as the molecules unite. And at the molecular structure, the most basic level, we need to connect, to be unified by building spiritual community. We're working towards this unity. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin concludes by saying, driven by the forces of love, the fragments of the world seek each other so that the world may come into being. So with that, we have our affirmation, which I'll say once, and if you can repeat. I belong. I am a part of a universal flow of life that supports love, laughter, and togetherness. So all together. I belong. I am a part of a universal flow of life that supports love, laughter, and togetherness. So if you just take a moment to get comfortable, just take a breath and feel the power in this space. The power of community, the power of one absolute desire that is in each and every soul here. We are all here seeking that oneness of all that is, that absolute perfection of spirit that is at the heart of each one of us. And we know that by working together, by supporting, by allowing ourselves to be supported, that there is nothing that we cannot accomplish together as community in helping to bring this evolution, this spiritual understanding to the world. Being committed to this space, being committed to ourselves in this necessary community of like-minded people, and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable opens us up to the greatest joy, the greatest understanding, the greatest peace that is possible. And I am so grateful for this community, for stumbling on something that has shown me such a path to growth. And I know that each person here, wherever they are in their journey, knows that this is a safe place to open up, to be accepted, to be loved and honored in building up your spiritual self, their spiritual selves. I release this word to the law, knowing that it is done, that we are confident in who we are, confident in the path that we are on, and confident in the support that surrounds us. I release this word to the law, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Helen.
None of yours are taken. There we go.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you. Okay, so I'm addicted to HGTV and I'm spiritual. This next song that Raquel is going to sing actually had me change my whole talk. It is, spectacular. So, I'll leave it over to you. Thank you.
a girl each week. Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word, consecrate the holy prayer, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Yes, it is. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the times Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause every day's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Yes, it is. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but find it where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath, 'cause I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate, hand me down. But now I'm walking with the reverend air, 'cause everything is holy now. So everything is holy now. Yeah, everything is holy now. Yeah, yes it is. All you gotta do is read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. Oh, and see another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me wanna bow my head. I remember when church let out. Now things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything
went to Sunday school? Yes! I went to Sunday school so my parents could stay at home and drink wine in bed. That's why I went to Sunday school. But I loved it because felt like this holy place that I stepped into. Now, it's like, yeah, everything is holy. Everything is holy. So, just turn to your neighbor. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to stretch you a little bit. Turn to your neighbor and just look at them and say, you are a miracle. You are holy. Oh, see, look what I started. Oh, what if you woke up every day, the moment you opened your eyes and went, wow, it's a miracle that I opened my eyes today, and life is holy. Do you know how holy you are? Holy, high on loving you. High on loving you. Okay, I can't take credit for that one. I can't. I actually found it in Wikipedia. I had to confess, because really, I could not take credit for that one. I was looking, right? Like, how can I make this work? And then it showed up, and I went, oh my God, how does it get any better than that? So, let me ask you this. How high are you willing to go in your own consciousness? How high are you willing to go? It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer. Are you ready to step in and embody the absolute truth of you? That you are an individualized, unique, beautiful expression of this one infinite source of life. You are holy by the mere fact that you are breathing in to this miracle body that allows us to move through life. This body that just gives us so many opportunities to experience all of life, pleasure and pain and everything in between, that allows us to experience the gifts of this life. So in our human earth suits, as people, we are the most interesting, quirky things in the world. Wouldn't you agree? Quirky is my word for today. We're quirky. We all have, as Ellen so beautifully illustrated. I didn't know The Young and the Restless was still on. Didn't know that. But we all have our quirks. We all have these interesting things that we like or dislike, our oddities. Sometimes we don't always enjoy other people's oddities. Yet we need each other to grow and to learn about ourselves. And one thing is for sure, we can see many interesting styles of people wherever we go, especially on social media. It's very interesting. I saw one member of our community, who shall remain nameless, okay, so now you know it's a he. Whoops, blew that. He had a picture of a parakeet watching worldwide wrestling. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Like, how quirky is that? It's so cool. Like, how many birds watch wrestling? I didn't know. But it's like, wow, how cool that we can express all these little idiosyncrasies that we have, and why not have them all celebrated, right? As opposed to going, oh, ew, It's like, we all have our quirks. Wouldn't it be nice to be loved so fully and completely for all of that, and yet also having the person look into us and know who we are, know who we truly are? There's a light within us, a spirit within us, and that really is the starting point for understanding just how holy each one of us is. and how much of a miracle that we are. Ernest Holmes, who says, in the living of science of mind, I think we can say without hesitation that the person who will find themselves in the divine will discover at the center of their own being something that dominates without effort, something which does not have to assume a false point or a false front, something which, by the very nature of its being, is both human and divine. Because we are these divine beings. And yes, we talk a lot about we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our own individual use of the law of cause and effect. Cause and effect. If I knock this, my papers are going to go flying. That would be an effect. The cause would be me knocking it. And yet, we are in these, as I like to describe from my parable a couple of weeks ago, we are in these earth suits. We are having this human experience. And it's okay. And we don't have to be perfect in this human experience because we can know that we are divine perfection on the inside. And that there is a divine person back of our personality, a unique manifestation of living spirit. And the interesting thing is it's never the same in any two people. No two people have the same thumbprints. No two blades of grass are alike. No two snowflakes are alike. And believe me, I saw a lot of snowflakes last week. I was in Alberta. And if any of you saw the postings on my Facebook page, it could have been February in a snowstorm. And on Friday, I was looking out this window, and it had these beautiful wooden what are those called? Where you have the... Thank you. You got that right. And these beautiful, beautiful, big, fluffy snowflakes falling on these huge evergreen trees. And it was so magical, believe it or not, while you were roasting, because I think it was the hottest day ever here on Friday, and I'm watching the snowflakes going, this is so peaceful and loving. And, I could just stay here for a while. And looking at those snowflakes, no two are alike. And it's the same with us. We are all these unique, individualized expressions of the divine. So, why then do we compare and judge ourselves against others? Why do we do that? Why can we not just say, yeah, I'm awesome just as I am. I'm really unique in my beingness, and I'm okay with that. But we're so conditioned to judge ourselves. Oh, well, this person's piano playing is better than mine. Not yours, Brendan, but somebody else's would compare them to you. You were just a sitting duck there. Because I'm so happy you're back. Brendan, our musical director, has been away for the last 3 weeks on tour with his band. So it's so great to have you back. But we compare ourselves all the time. And I remember once I was in Holt Renfrew. I was going for lunch with my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law. Now, they're 5'10", and they're blondish, and they're, wear these things that drape over them ever so beautifully and elegantly. And I caught a glimpse of the three of us in a mirror. So there I am, and I was in black. They were in creams and neutrals. They're tall and thin. And then there's me, 5'2", curvy, in black, a little bit funky dressed. And I'm like, wow, I'm really different from them. Really different. And it took me for a moment. And of course, it didn't help that at lunch that day, The models were modeling all these designer outfits. So they're all tall and thin and, looking elegant. And there's me. And it was this wonderful moment to say, I'm me. I'm not them. And it's okay. It's okay for me to be me, because I don't think I'm growing anymore. I really don't. I think I'm past that stage. I don't think my body shape is going to change much more. At least I really hope not, unless it gets thinner. But, it's like we need to really embody and love ourselves for who we are and really own our own talents. And every single person has their own unique talents. If everything is rooted in one life, one presence, one power, all coming from the same source, why do we worry so much if we don't seem like others? It's kind of a waste of energy. And there is a saying, I don't know if it came from Ernest Holmes or not, that worry is praying for what you don't want. Worry is praying for what you don't want. And for me growing up too, I wanted to be like everybody else. Because I had a quirky mother who used to like to dress me in tunics and white blouses and Oxford shoes while everybody else is wearing flowered stuff in the 70s. And in wintertime, I remember this one winter where I had this really cool purple jacket, but was not allowed to wear that to school because I had to wear a northern parka in bright yellow that was made by the Inuit. And I looked so different from everybody else. So I used to sneak out the back door, go into the garage, and my parents had a big cutter, a sleigh. And I used to take off my jacket, hide it under the blankets. I had my purple one there, put my purple one on, go to school, then I'd have to come back, change into that big parka to walk in the door for lunch or after school until I got caught. And I did get caught. I don't know how she knew. I never figured that one out. The mothers always do, yeah. But it's that, wow, that was actually, thinking back on it now, I'd really like to have that parka. That was really cool. But at the time, we all compare and judge ourselves and don't really own that we're okay just as we are. So, there are two ways to live life. We can live as if nothing is a miracle, or we can live as if everything is a miracle. And it was Albert Einstein who said that quote, or created that quote. So, the moment we start to realize that we are this divine being, and we are never bound by our history, never bound by it, that we can, in any moment, open our minds to a new idea about ourselves and create our life from that newer idea, then we are free to move on. But we're the ones that drag that history. I'm different, I'm not good enough, I didn't fit in there, and drag that into the present day and still continue to recreate from that mindset, which is why the forgiveness prayer is so powerful to release our history. And I said I would tell you a little bit about that, the history of that prayer. That prayer is an ancient Hawaiian prayer. It was used by a psychiatrist in Hawaii in a mental institution. He never saw one patient, ever. What he did is he took the files of every patient, and it was quite an intense place. And he prayed over those files. I love you. The divine in me sees the divine in you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anything in my own consciousness that has ever caused myself or anyone else harm, because we are all one, we are all connected. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for what was in my consciousness. Forgiveness for giving new life. Thank you. Thank you for showing me what I need to heal in myself. Thank you for being that divine blessing and really allowing me to do my own healing work. So he prayed over all of those files. That mental institution is now closed. People got better. They moved on. They either were healed and left, or they went to a facility that was less intense, I want to say. And it's a very well-documented story about how this psychiatrist did this healing work. So to be able to release within each and every one of us our own discomfort in what we have done in the past or any rubs that we've had with someone, and to be able to let that history go, because we are the ones that limit our faith and don't believe in the power of miracles because our minds are so busy being cluttered with all of the negative thinking from our history and what we're experiencing, that we can't open our eyes and open our hearts and open our minds to see the miracle that is sitting beside you, the miracles that I see, the miracles that walk down the street, the miracles that show up in our lives every day. And so my invitation to you this week is to open your mind, open your heart, open your eyes, and start looking for the miracles that are in your life. I just had a friend who was in a car accident, and he was driving on the 401, and he got sideswiped by a big tractor trailer, spun around twice across the lanes of the highway, ended up facing the traffic, and walked away without a scratch. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. And he said, my angels were with me that day. His car's totaled, but he's like, you can get a new car. But he's okay. He's okay. That's a miracle. But he's also one of the most spiritually connected men who just downloads from the divine all the time and sees the divine in others all the time. He works in the medical field. He sees miracles. He's a healer, and he just sees how possible healing is and how much miracles can happen for us. But it's us that limit our belief. So, get into your intuitive knowing. Get into that place where faith finds the place under the divine law, where there are no limitations to the miracles that can happen for us. And despite any circumstances that are less than desirable in our life, we have the ability to create a spiritual chain reaction of love and light and miracles the moment we open up to it. I just quickly want to tell you that thanks to Lisa, I've been watching a lot of videos from a convention called Inbound. And there's one particular person, his name is Scott Harrison, who had a very dark past. Very dark. Like, he was selling booze to boozers to then drugs and all this stuff in New York City. And he declared himself as spiritually and morally and emotionally bankrupt. So he left New York and he spent 2 years on a hospital ship off the coast of Liberia and saw the effects of dirty water firsthand. Came back to New York City in 2006, and he turned his attention from being this addict to helping resolve the global water crisis. And what he did is he established this not-for-profit charity where all the money goes to bring clean water to people throughout the world. So he invented this charity that was 100% model. All the money donated went to build these wells. And 12 years later, he has helped more than 1 million people, and he's raised more than $320 million and funded 30,000 clean water projects. Yeah, that provide over 8.4 million people with clean, safe drinking water. So, I ask you, as a divine individual and as a community, what can we contribute? We are not defined by our history. There is nothing holding anybody back from stepping into contribution. There is nothing that is in the way of this community creating a project that goes out into the world. And I'll tell you, next year, the whole theme of this center is uplifting service, where we are in contribution. So I invite you to expect, to create an atmosphere of expectancy, expecting your good, commanding your good, commanding those miracles every day by releasing the history and stepping in, embracing who you are. And every single day you can wake up and say, I command a miracle today. I command 1,000,000 miracles today. I command to be of service to the world today. Namaste. And so, with that, talking about being of service, I invite you to take out your offering for the center, and we're going to sing Circulate as the baskets go around. So take it away, Raquel.
1, 2, 1, 2. Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. Let me hear you sing it. Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. And it returns to me. Multiply abundantly. Circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy. Come on, sing it. Circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy. Circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy. You say, circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy. And it returns to me. Multiply abundantly. Circulation around the nation. It's a love vibration around the world and beyond. Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Thank you for these gifts. Thank you for this love. Thank you for this peace that goes out into the community in service. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Circulate my gift right now. Circulate my gift. 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 And it returns to me. Multiply abundantly. And it returns to me. Multiply abundantly. Oh, yeah.
I want to say thank you to Raquel for being our guest vocalist. I know you guys are heading back to the States soon. Thank you. She is going to be selling her CDs out in the lobby. Thank you to the band once again. Thank you to Kim on camera, Cohen on sound, and also thank you to Lise, Lynette, Tony, Mark, Margaret Ann, Tasha, and all of you. Thank you. And we are going to finish off with happy. So have a great, happy, miraculous, amazing week.
Are you happy? I said, are you happy? It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Listen, I'm a hot air balloon, I'm gonna blow to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. You know why? Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you know that happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness means to you, yeah, yeah. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on, that news, talking this and that. Come on, come on. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. But I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. My love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. Say no, no, bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. My love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down because clap along if you feel Thank you.
Have a good week, everyone.